Well, welcome back, family. This is day 6 of Coachmas 2024. Today's video is going to be on the energy edge, winning in your physical and emotional state. So I want to kick off today's session with this question. I want to ask you, listen, what if the secret to achieving more isn't necessarily locked away in working hard? What if it's by boosting your energy? What if it's your energy tank that's going to dictate whether or not you're going to be able to fuel your dreams or whether or not you're going to be running around on empty? So, with that thought in mind, let's jump in. So, again, welcome to day 6. And obviously, based on what I just covered, we're going to be talking about energy. So, I want to ask you, what's draining your energy right now? Maybe it's a to-do list. Maybe it's your habits, or maybe it's your mindset. And here's the bigger question. What's that energy drain actually costing you? What is the price? What is the cost of your energy not being on the level that it should be? Is it impacting you from getting things done the way that you want to get them done? Is it impacting your productivity? Is it impacting your relationships? Is it actually having a negative impact on your happiness? Here's the truth. Your energy is your fuel for success. Now, without it, even the best plans, even the best strategies, all of those things are going to fall absolutely flat. But when you learn to manage your physical and emotional energy, you can show up as your best self. You can show up as the greatest version of yourself every single day. Now, today, I'm going to be giving you tools on how to identify what's actually draining you, how to boost your energy, and create the necessary habits that's going to keep you at peak performance day over day. So let's get into it. So, your energy isn't just about what you eat, how much you sleep, but it's a combination of your physical habits overall. It's a combination of your physical habits, your emotional state, and your mental focus. So if either one of those are off, if one of those gears are not moving the way that they should, then guess what? It's going to have an impact on the entire system. Your whole blueprint, your whole vision, your dreams, your goals, all of those are going to suffer whenever, once again, my physical habits, my emotional state, or my mental focus, either one of those impacted, guess what? Then I might as well go ahead and understand that I'm not going to be able to execute at the level that I want. And when I can't execute at the level that I want, that's going to have a snowball effect on the results that I'm going to produce. So here are three key big energy drains that we need to pay attention to and make sure that we are focused on. I'm going to talk about how to face them and how to fix them. The first is poor physical habits. Listen, when you are not intentional about how you eat, how you sleep, and how you move around, if there is a skipping of meals, if there is, hey, I'm going to lay down and I'm only going to get 3 hours of sleep and then I'm going to attack my day, or if there's a whole lot of not being active, you live a very sedentary lifestyle, when there is no movement, when there is skipping of the meals, when there is not intentionally putting a safeguard around the sleep and the rest that I get, that's going to impact what I have going on. It's going to impact my output. If my output is impacted, guess what? So are my results. So how do we fix this, Tony? We have to fuel our body like a high performer. I've got to make sure that what I'm putting in is going to help me produce and give a greater output. I'm going to have to make sure I'm hydrated. I'm going to have to make sure I've got a good cadence and a routine on moving and being in action. Listen, that doesn't mean you need to stop this video and go buy a gym membership. No, that's not what I'm telling you. If that is a part of your 2025 goals, then great. I'm simply telling you that moving matters, even if it's just a brisk walk. Going from 0 minutes of intentional moving to at least 30 minutes of intentional moving can have a huge impact week over week, month over month. So Poor physical habits, we've got to make sure that we're attacking those and being super intentional around those when we push into 2025. Emotional overload is the second of the big three for today. Making sure that we are keeping an eye on stress, negativity, and here's a big one: toxic relationships. Toxic relationships, whether you know it or not, tend to have a negative impact on your energy levels. Listen, whether it's a personal relationship or a professional relationship, think back for a second to the last time you worked in a space and one to two people just created a toxic environment for you. Think about how you woke up that morning knowing you had to go into that environment. Did you get up energized, or did you get up? Maybe you hit the snooze button a little more than you should have. Maybe the drive was spent not gearing yourself up, not energizing yourself for what you had to do. Maybe your drive was spent thinking about the simple fact that you've got to interact with that person. Oh my goodness. What kind of cloud did that relationship put over your day to day? We've got to learn how to set boundaries. Setting boundaries as it relates to those relationships can be incredible. Making sure there is adequate space between you and that relationship is going to be critical for you to operate that you want to in 2025. Take time to practice gratitude. There is no way you can be focused on lack and focus on gratitude at the same time. Our minds simply aren't made that way. When we shift into a space of thankfulness, when we wake up and on a day-to-day basis, we are pausing to make sure that we are grateful for the moment that we have, what that does is it empowers us, it fuels us up to begin to move forward and navigate throughout that day. We have to make sure that after making sure that we set boundaries, when we practice gratitude, we're going to have to focus on what we can actually control. Focus on what we can actually control. Everything is not controllable. You may be like me. I am an A-type person. I want to control everything. I have a son that is due here in the next few days. And to be honest, I have been trying to control as much of that process in these last couple of days as possible. And guess what? It's out of my control. So am I going to get down? Am I going to let anxiety rule and reign in my mind? Nope, I'm not. I'm going to practice gratitude. I'm going to position myself. I'm going to make sure I focus on what I can control. What can I control? I can control preparing for him to show up. I can control making sure that my wife is as comfortable as she can be. I can control getting as much rest as I can before a new bouncing baby enters my world. I can control putting structures and frameworks in my life to make sure that receiving our new son doesn't necessarily throw off all of the things that I've got growing. That way, now I'm making excuses that I would make a video, but I have a new son. I would go and engage in this coaching conversation, but I got a new baby. Instead of getting myself in a world of hurt in that space, I can control creating and utilizing this time before he gets here to make sure that everything is ready for when he gets here. So the last of the big three is mental clutter. What is that? That is simply overthinking things and having a lack of focus. We've been talking throughout this whole series how lack of focus and not having a great level of clarity can really negatively impact us as it relates to the visions, the dreams, the goals, the things that we want to accomplish. We can have those things. Those things are great. But if we're not focused, if there is too much overthinking on the negative side of town, then that's definitely going to impact us in a way that's going to limit the results that we're going to be able to produce. Since that is the case, here is a quick solution for overcoming that. We can simply start our day with clarity. We've gone through some steps to do that in some of the other videos. So make sure that if day 6 is the first day that you're going, if this is the first video, make sure you reference the past videos so you can understand how to time block. how to come into the day with a great plan. When we start our day with the clarity, we can begin to use our morning routine to really ground ourselves, to really center ourselves, to really focus on ourselves before we go focus on the world, to really dial in the plan for today before we get into the chaos of everything. Making sure I start my day with clarity helps me to create a cadence and not be snatched away with the day-to-day chaos. Routines are absolutely important. A morning routine where you're getting up before the rest of the house, particularly if you are the leader of your home, if you're getting up before everyone else so that you can really set yourself up for success for the day, then that's going to really be a game changer for you. Making sure that you're setting the clear intentions. What 2 to 3 things do I need to get accomplished today? That's going to help us really dial in how we're interacting with our day to day as we push into this 2025 year that we are so excited about. So grateful that it is on the way. Now, today we are going to build your personal energy blueprint so that you can learn how to protect and amplify your energy day over day. So let's go. Like every session, we have been doing some practical exercises. I've been giving you some practical tools so that you can pause and play and keep things going as you use this time to really dial in and elevate how you're going to execute. So here is what I like to call an energy audit. I want you to simply write down 3 things that you feel may be draining your energy right now. That's right. Identify 3 key things that simply may be taking energy away from you instead of giving energy to you. You dread these things. These things you found yourself using terminology like, I have to go do this. Maybe it's a phrase, here we go again with this, right? If those are the phrases that are coming up in your mind before you engage in that activity, then guess what? It's draining you. Maybe it's a person, maybe it's a task, maybe it's an environment. Write down the 3 things that are draining you of your energy right now. It could be, once again, maybe you're skipping breakfast. Maybe you're not moving the way that you should be. Maybe it's the fact that you spend an hour or two, too many, scrolling up and down Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Whatever it is that's taking energy away from you, write those things down. Now, for each one that you just wrote down, I want you to write down one action to either eliminate it or minimize that drain. That's right. We want to eliminate it altogether, or we want to at least minimize it. If I know that I am going to be engaging in this area and it may be that toxic relationship, any of the big 3 that we talked about a few minutes ago, then what do I need to do? I need to start putting a plan in place to get it away from me. That's the boundary that we're talking about. I need to set a permanent boundary where I'm eliminating it altogether, or I'm setting a very strong, hey, time focused boundary where I got 30 minutes. I can be in this area for an hour, maybe 2 hours. But you know what? After that, I really need to detach from that engagement, detach from that task, detach from that person, and really go into another space so that I can get my energy back up. Now, after you do that, we want to write down 3 things that boost our energy and commit to doing those daily. That's right. We've talked about 3 things that drain us. We've talked about how to eliminate or minimize our interaction with those. Now we want to focus on the 3 big things that fuel us. It may be spending time with your loved one. It may be sitting down and watching a movie with your daughter, with your son, with your sister, your brother, whatever it is. It may be brunch. It may be brunch time. Who loves brunch time? I love brunch time. I know you do. But whatever it is, if it's not brunch time, whatever it is, make sure that I'm doing those things daily. It may be that 30-minute walk that we talked about. It may be getting up before everyone else and sitting in a space, practicing gratitude, journaling for a little bit. It may be how I start my day. It may be how I pause for the day during lunch. or it may be how I wrap my day up to boost me and energize me before I close my eyes. Listen, sleep does not equate rest. Just because I'm sleeping a lot doesn't mean I'm actually resting a lot. You mean like, Tony, I sleep well. Great. But if you sleep hours and hours, but then wake up still under energized, guess what? That's not what, that's not the thing that gives you energy. That's not the thing that boosts you. So identify the three things that will help you. Again, it may be drinking a little more water. It may be sitting down and getting some of the emotions and things that are inside of me bottled up, getting them down on paper with journaling so that I can reflect on them. It could be, once again, that simple walk, that quick workout. This might be where you want to go and get that gym membership. And if the workspace is super hectic and then you jump from the workspace into the home space that is super hectic, then guess what? You might want to create a space that's a little less hectic so that you can re-energize and keep being the wonderful you that you are. Now, I want you to think about these few things before we transition into the homework. What's one habit that you can start tomorrow that's going to increase your physical and emotional energy? One habit, one thing that we can begin to do, not way off in the future. We're not waiting for 2025 to do this. We're going to do it tomorrow. Who or what inspires you to show up at your best every single day? Who is that? What is that? What really energizes you when you focus on it, when you look at it, when you see it, when you hear that person's voice, when you connect deeply with that person? Who or what is it that really energizes you and keeps you going? Think about that. Put that in your back pocket. I want to encourage you to put that in the comments, right? As you're watching this video, blow the comment section up. Show me, tell me, talk back to me. Let me know who that person is. Let me know what one habit you're going to start tomorrow. You're going to start tomorrow that's really going to help you stay physically energized and emotionally energized. Where here's your day 6 homework. Here's the action I want you to take, right? We talked about the practice that you were doing. Pause, played, pause, played. Now you're back. Now we're going to wrap up. Listen, day 6 homework. I want you to complete your energy audit. If you started here, make sure you wrap it up as soon as this video is over. Remember, I want you to write down the 3 things that drain you, the 3 things that boost you, and I want you to choose one boosting action to start implementing immediately. I want you to take one of the drainers and put a fence in between you and it. Set some boundaries. Do that right away. I want you to design your energy blueprint. Create a simple morning routine to set the tone for your day. And if you are telling me, Tony, I ain't got time in the morning, guess what? You need to go back, watch the other videos where we talked about doing time blocks, where we talked about creating time instead of waiting for time. Time is not something that you can wait for. You have to be intentional and create the spaces that you want to create with your time so that you can do the things that you really want to do. Here's a bonus, my bold action bonus. I want you to share your top energy boosting habit in your stories, on your social media. Tag me at I am Tony Barnes, whether that's on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, wherever. Share that on your platform. Tell your community what you are going to do to raise your energy and make sure you tag me in it. Now, here's how we are going to close today's session out. I want you to remember something very simple. Energy is not something that you find, it's something you create. So if you're sitting around saying, you know what, when I feel more energetic, I will do A, B, and C, X, Y, and Z. You have to create that energy. The good news is the moment you create that energy is the moment that you're waiting for that energy is over. You have to create it and you have to protect your energy. Remember, we just got through talking about boundaries and making sure we set them and making sure we defend them. Your energy is so important. Understand what you do have energy for and understand what you don't have energy for. What do you have energy for? You have energy to create the future that you want to create, your dreams, your goals, the things that we charted out days ago on this journey, the things that we really want to get done requires every inch of energy that you have, every inch of energy that you can create. You don't have time to waste that energy in any other space. Think about it. If you're tired, if you're stressed out, if you're distracted, how can you actually show up to really attack your goals? How can you really show up to be the best person you should be for your family? On a personal note, for me, we are getting ready once again to add a third little one to our family. Even me, I'm going to step away, do these exercises because that's changing the dynamic of who I have to show up for. I still have a grind that I do on a day-to-day basis. I still have areas that I go out and I put on multiple hats. But what isn't fair, and my wife and I have had this conversation, and it has been a challenge for me where I have had to sit back and really say, how do I make sure that the world outside of my tribe doesn't get the best of me while my family gets the rest of me, while my family gets the drained me, the unenergized me? It's not fair. It's not cool. It's not right. It's not right for my daughter to get bits and pieces, for my son to get bits and pieces, for my wife, my partner in crime, my partner in life to get the sleepy, dozed off me, right? Maybe one day a week, 2 days a week, but every day that cannot be the song because it's going to negatively impact the things that I really enjoy the most. And if it's going to do it in my home, I promise you, it's going to do it in yours. So if you are stressed, if you are distracted, you can't show up for your goals, you can't show up for the people in your life that you really want to. But when your energy is strong, when you are fueled up, when you are fired up physically, emotionally, mentally, you become absolutely unstoppable. And that's the you that we are creating for 2025. That's the whole purpose of Coachmas 2024, to help you finish strong and help you create the best 2025 that you want to create. Now, if you're ready to take this even deeper, listen, I want you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can find it by just searching @I am Tony Barnes. It is the In Your Corner channel where I will be coaching you just like I am here week over week, all 2025 long and beyond that. That's the space that I'm creating for you to connect with me to make sure that, listen, you've got someone in your corner. Life tends to put you in the corner time and time again, but this time, this year, you're going to have a coach in your corner. And I believe that everybody needs a good coach in life, and I'm going to be that for you. I'm committed to that. And I'm going to be sharing these tools and coaching sessions and a lot of other things on that YouTube channel. So I want you to make sure you're connected and dialed in. Now, if you want a step-by-step guide to really transforming your habits, really digging in and creating a better mindset for 2025, this is what I want you to do. Grab my book, Do the Work, Conquer Your Mind Bullies, and Transform Your Life. Now, this is a roadmap that you've really been waiting for to create some real actionable, very lasting change. This is not a super thick book filled with a whole bunch of coaching theory. Nope. This is a book that is very actionable. A part of it lays out strategies, and there is a workbook attached to the back that definitely helps you dig in and go deeper. Again, just like these videos, I'm not here to be a guru. I'm here to get you in action. That's what I'm here to get you to do. So with that being the case, having covered those things, this is what I want you to do. I want you to focus on what we're going to do tomorrow. Tomorrow's video, day 7's video, we're going to be working on really digging into building an unshakable level of confidence. How do you overcome self-doubt, and how do you step boldly into your power? We want to meet here the same time with the same energy. I don't want you to miss it. Remember, follow me on YouTube. The link will be in the comment section. Grab a copy of Do the Work, Conquer Your Mind Bullies, and Transform Your Life. A link for that will also be in the comment section. And I want you to do one final thing for me and for your community. Tag someone that you know really needed the content from this video. Tag someone. Share this with them. Let them get the gift of Coachmas the same way you've been getting the gift of Coachmas, and let us share these strategies with as many people as we possibly can. We want to finish strong and create a very strong launching pad for 2025. So until next time, my friends, be blessed. I love you, and I'll see you later.